Good morning, Chelsea fans. Chelsea Daft here, back with a comprehensive Chelsea news update. Didn't do a video over the weekend as I wanted to just calm myself down after the FA Cup final. And I just want to do an update on all sorts of things that are happening regarding Chelsea right now. The main thing to focus on is the result last night. Arsenal up at Newcastle were absolutely dire and Newcastle beat them 2-0, which means Chelsea have officially finished top four this season. We've definitely qualified inside the top four. Just need to make sure we deal with the last couple of games to make sure we finish third. After a couple of weeks of, let's face it, just throwing points away willy-nilly to put us in danger. We scraped it last year. We've managed to do it with a couple of games to go this time around. But Thomas Tuchel was talking after the FA Cup final about the fact that it's all well and good matching Liverpool 4 games on the spin this season and raising our level for Liverpool. But it's all the other games where we need to be much more consistent. Liverpool can do it week in, week out, Wednesday, Saturday. Chelsea can't seem to do that at the moment. And it's interesting to see what happens this summer and how we're going to bridge that gap and find that level of consistency to what we need to be challenging for the Premier League title. More on all that in just a second. The Chelsea takeover is at risk of collapse according to various reports in the media outlets due to alarming government over Roman Abramovich, as reported here in the Mirror. We saw a couple of weeks ago the loan Roman Abramovich had given Chelsea, the 1.6 billion, was to be repaid and paid to a company in Jersey which was linked to Abramovich. Obviously, part of the sanctions is for the Chelsea sale that he can receive no money from that sale whatsoever. As a result of these reports a few weeks back, Chelsea come out and issued a statement to say that these reports were entirely false. It seems now there's still a deadlock between the government and Abramovich because they're not 100% certain that Abramovich won't receive a single penny because of this company in Jersey. And Chelsea have got until the end of May to try and get this deal done because that's when our operating licence finishes, 31st of May. The week after that is the deadline to register for the Premier League next season. Will this all be done and dusted before then? Is the report of alarming government and this money to go to Jersey actually true and it's causing a bit of a problem? Reports state that what's being said publicly by Roman Abramovich to what's being put to government privately is different. It's only a report, but there's alarming government. Boris Johnson's come out and spoke about it as well. We need this still done. Todd Boehly's there, met Thomas Tuchel, met the squad. He's willing to take over and invest and try and get Chelsea back to a level, but this still needs to be done. They're in London, in rented offices at the moment to try and get everything finalised. From their side, it's all ready to go. It's waiting on Roman Abramovich, and we wait to see what's going to happen. It looks as though the sale won't be done this week. They've got till next week to get it done. Let's see what happens. Chelsea have received a boost in regards to redeveloping the stadium. And that's the neighbours have revealed plans to sell off a substantial piece of land next to the bridge for 50 million. The Housing Association Stowe, which provides 157 supported homes for armed services veterans next to the ground, has formally proposed plans to sell off the land as it reduces capacity from 157 to at least 50 new and refurbished flats. Hopefully, Chelsea can come in and get that deal done, and that will give us a massive boost with the plans to redevelop the stadium. As we know, Todd Boehly's consortium has committed to that, and hopefully that'll be a move in the right direction. More great news now, and congratulations to the Chelsea ladies who clinched a famous double with a 3-2 win over Man City in the Women's FA Cup final on Sunday. Chelsea coming from behind to win the game with Sam Kerr netting the winner. An outstanding achievement, having already clinched the title. Emma Hayes labelled the women's team as being gutsy and the best she's ever worked with. Outstanding from the ladies. Congratulations, girls. Talking of one FA Cup final, we have to talk about the one that we lost on Saturday. I'm still gutted by it. I'm still fuming. I'm getting dog's abuse from Liverpool fans on my channel. And the sort of stories that are coming out after the game has sort of baffled me a little bit. And one of them in particular is Andreas Christensen, who stood himself down from selection despite not being injured. Explained to the manager that he wasn't available at all for selection and missed the game. As we all know, Kai Havertz had a slight hamstring pull. He didn't train on the Friday. They gave him a test on the Saturday, but it still wasn't good enough. And he missed the game as well, Kai Havertz, through injury. Timo Werner revealed in the warm-up that he didn't feel right. There was something wrong and he couldn't play, which was another massive blow. So Kai Havertz and Timo Werner were missing through injury. We knew that Hudson-Odoi and Chilwell were out. We also found out that N'Golo Kante and Mateo Kovacic were both playing through injuries, with Kovacic starting the game, Kante coming on for the last 20 minutes and extra time. And Christensen just stood himself down. And it's an unbelievable story that's broken. We know that his future lies elsewhere with Barcelona. There's been sort of various rumours going around that he can't handle the big games, but you think of the big games he's played in. Champions League final when he come on for Thiago Silva. To stand himself down from selection when he was a guaranteed starter, apparently, according to Thomas Tuchel, baffles me, and I don't expect to see him play for Chelsea again. One more thing we're going to talk about regarding the FA Cup, and I said it in my live stream because I wasn't watching the coverage. I couldn't hear the coverage because I can't do it because of licensing. I was talking about the fact that Timo Werner, why didn't he come on? Obviously, we then found out he was injured and he couldn't come on. He had to withdraw. He was not available. So in light of that, in light of the fact that Loftus-Cheek came on for Lukaku and Ziyech come on as well, I couldn't understand after the game, thinking about it, why Lukaku came off. If we know we got no other striking option on the bench because Werner's now not available, why take a striker off in Lukaku? It's not as if the guy has got massive amount of games in his legs. He missed a big chunk of the season. And I just think the decision to bring on Loftus-Cheek and take off Lukaku baffled me, with then possible penalties coming out as well. Lukaku, a great penalty taker, as we know. The more I think about it, the more confused I am. Why take Lukaku off if you've got no other striking option? And you know you've got no other striking option. Baffles me. Thomas Tuchel makes decisions at times that I just do not understand. Just want to get that off my chest. Anyway, the fallout from the FA Cup final defeat, our third FA Cup final in a row defeat. From the Athletic, Chelsea need an injection of new blood to bridge the gulf in quality with Liverpool. We touched on it a bit earlier. Thomas Tuchel spoke about the fact that Liverpool can go every game. Every 3 days they can go and put in a performance, whereas Chelsea can't seem to find that consistency. And I do agree. I think that Chelsea need a bit of a refresh for this squad. We know that we got Rudiger leaving. We know we got Christensen leaving. Expect plenty of others to go as well. Chelsea need about 4 or 5 players maybe in the summer, maybe even 6, to give the squad a bit of a revamp, a bit of a boost, to freshen things up. And we need to start looking at players we need to build the squad around, for me. The Reece Jameses, the Mendy's, the Mason Mounts of this world. We need to build the squad around these 2 players and more, if we can get them in, and go from there. Talking about transfers, let's talk about a few that we've been linked with and one that's been linked with a move away. Robert Lewandowski linked with Chelsea. I just can't see it. He's eyeing up a move to Barcelona. He's had opportunities to come to the Premier League before and turned it down. Just scored his 50th goal this season, which was unbelievable. And he has informed Bayern he's going to leave this summer. He's not going to renew his contract. As we know, Barcelona are after the free transfers because of their money situation, and they are the favourites to sign Lewandowski this summer. Will he come to Chelsea? We know Thomas Tuchel's a big admirer of his, has spoken previously about he'd love the chance to work with him. I guess we have to wait and see. But Lewandowski being linked to Chelsea, I can't see it. Another player being linked with Chelsea is Casimiro, the Real Madrid holding midfielder, who is reportedly unhappy with his wages in Madrid compared to others around him. Now, you have to say that Real Madrid team with Casimiro in it is a much better team than without Casimiro in their midfield, despite his histrionics, despite the fact that he got away with murder against Chelsea for the amount of fouls he gives away. Chelsea have been linked with the likes of Declan Rice, with Jorginho being linked with a move away. We've been linked with Tuchel as well from Monaco, who are now asking for a small fortune to sign him, with Declan Rice being touted at 150 million minimum. Could Casimiro, at around 45 to 50 million, be the other option? Football London think so. I'm not so sure. What do you think? Now, one story that's come out, and I want your opinions, Chelsea fan, is Erik ten Hag targets Chelsea midfielder N'Golo Kante as the first Man United signing this summer. Ten Hag has reportedly met up with Man United's owners and given a 10-player list of transfers that he wants to bring to the club. And Kante is one of them. He's got 1 year left in his contract. He's 31, Kante. And we have to wait and see what's going to happen. A lot of Chelsea fans at the moment are of the opinion that we should sell Kante because he's now injury prone. You can't guarantee he's going to give you a whole season. But then on the flip side of that, the argument is what he gives you for when he's fit, there's nobody else like it. No one else that can give you what he can defensively and attacking and just through that midfield and his influence. And I wonder what the situation's going to be. If they come knocking, will Kante want to go to Man U? Or will he want to stay at Chelsea? Will Chelsea even entertain a move? I guess we're going to have to wait and see. But Kante is being eyed by Man United. And what do you guys think? Guys, that's it from me. Extensive Chelsea news update. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel and post your comments in the comments section. Have a good day and I'll see you next time.